Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got something a little bit different. We're gonna do some framework and that's it. We're not gonna paint this thing, we're not gonna assemble it. We might drive it, but pretty much a friend of ours gave us a call. He's like, hey man, I got a Supra, which we found him, and he's super excited about it. But the framework was a little bit more damaged than he thought. We thought maybe the frame rail went up a little bit, we'll pull it down, no problem. But it definitely has a lot of hidden damage. The whole frame rail piece is bent, and he gave us, he's like, yo, you can fix it. We're like, probably. So we got it here in the frame shop. He took it all apart. He made a big list. He got all the parts from the dealer. We hope we got everything. It looks like he got everything. So pretty much today we're gonna put this car on the frame machine, on the clamps. Hopefully it will, because this is a Toyota, but it's a BMW. So it's gonna have its own little challenges, which we'll probably get to. But let's go ahead and check out the damages. Check out what I see, which are gonna be kind of difficult to pull out nicely. If anything, we will replace the frame rail. He did get it from the dealer, so they do sell a lot of sections. But this car is aluminum completely, so that's gonna be fun in its own. We can weld aluminum, which is good, but aluminum likes to tear and rip. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. But let's go ahead and check out the damage. As you guys can see, the hood is definitely not fixable. It took a good look, but let's take it up. And as you guys can see, this frame rail is like pointing up and that way. So it looks like the hit took this way, it shifted everything over. Usually it's just these frame rail brackets that do, but it looks like the whole frame rail did. And as you guys can see, there's a really big twist right here. So that's not good, that's definitely not what we want to see. We thought it'd be minor damages in the front, but it's definitely severe. Looks like maybe the subframe also twisted, but we'll have to find out later. And this side moved over. So this side we can definitely move it back, it shouldn't be an issue. So we're gonna move it back and pull it down at the same time. A lot of little combos, but it'll work. This apron looks good. This one definitely took a hit. And as you can see, it's all aluminum cast, so it just breaks and tears. So we should be able to fix this corner right here. Should be good to go. He's got the upper radiator support. He's got the new frame rails. He's got a lot of parts we'll show you, which is good. And this car actually runs and drives. So we drove it on here onto the frame machine, and hopefully we're gonna drive it off. So let's go check out all the parts he got and go from there. All right, so here are the parts. Unfortunately, I didn't take this apart, so this is gonna be kind of hard to do because there's parts everywhere. This is probably like a bumper bracket. We got the hood latches. We got some other kind of brackets. So a lot of brackets, well, we're gonna have to find out and look online. And then we got some metal brackets. I don't know, we'll have to find out. Well, we gotta do the big stuff. Also, we got the new hood hinges, which is really good. He got them all painted, so we just know how to take it off anymore. He got the fender, little skirt. That's a big fender.
Wow,
probably was.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, probably expensive still though.
Sure, still expensive.
But he got it painted ready, so once we install it, we should be good to go. Maybe he'll do a blend, maybe not. We'll have to see what he does. But here is the frame rail. So it's kind of crazy that they sell this whole frame rail. So we're gonna have to see if this thing maybe is just welded in. Maybe we could slide it out. Maybe we're gonna have to chop it, because you guys really like when I, chop it and splice it and re-weld it. So we might have to do that, but we can't know for sure until we start pulling at it, see how it, does. But it does have a little soft spots right here where it does need that, it takes that twist or whatnot. And he got new subframe bolts. Usually people forget those, but he got them, so that's good. Then we got a couple more little brackets that are new. We have the front rebar, and it comes in one piece, so we can't really mess it up. It just slide in perfectly. So that's pretty nice. And then we have the lower something bracket that holds up to that, no big deal. And here are the boxes for the headlights. So we got 2 brand new headlights, which is good. We don't have to mess with any broken tabs, nothing like that. Also, he got a brand new hood, he repainted, it's here at the shop, and a front bumper. So technically we should have everything we need to get this framework done. So next thing I want to do is actually put this thing on the clamps or maybe on blocks, whatever we can, and then we'll start pulling frames. So let's get straight to it. All right, so there we have it. We got the car actually on blocks. We got it all chained down. Kind of sad that we have to put it on blocks, but it's a BMW. So usually regular cars have pinch welds right here, but this one is completely flat. Usually we use one of these. Maybe if we modified something like pinch it from the side, but this is gonna work. So we got on blocks, it's definitely level. It is chained down. Next thing I wanna do is start pulling. It is aluminum, so we're gonna heat it up. But we wanna pull this whole rails to the left and down. So let's get all set up and start pulling. All right, so there we have it. We did a couple quick pulls. We pulled this rail down and to the side. It's looking a lot better now. And this rail definitely went with it. So next thing I want to do is actually, we're probably going to leave this on there so we can still pull this rail a little bit more, but we're ready to start taking it apart. So we'll probably take off this little rebar. We're going to check out the subframe, take apart all those little brackets. We're going to probably cut it right there and then take all this off, take all this little damage that we get off, and see how the frame rail looks. Because right now it's definitely looking still bad. Even after heating it doesn't want to do anything. And yeah, so let's take all this apart and go from there. All right, so we got the hood off. The next thing we did is start cutting this frame rail apart. So it definitely is tough. This frame rail is kind of hard to get access. We had to take the AC compressor off, ABS pump, a lot of things I didn't think we had to take off, but it is what it is. So we definitely got it off. This aluminum is definitely really tough. And I mean, you can see it took a good wrinkle. So looks like everything going backwards is really good. We're still gonna clean it up. We're gonna splice it in half and half, so it's not just gonna be like a butt weld or a panel. So let's clean up this frame rail, and then we gotta figure out where we're gonna cut on this one. We're gonna bolt it down, because we got a little bolt right here we can bolt it down. We're gonna put the rebar in there, see how that looks, and go from there. Let's keep working. Alright, so after a lot of measuring, I scratched on what the piece should look. I'm just going to leave a little bit of on the side, so if anything we can grind it down a little bit, but it's looking good. So I measured it also, everything's looking really good. So let's go ahead and cut this little piece up. That's going to be our end, that's going to go right here. Then we can put the subframe, the front rebar on, and go from there. Alright, so I got the aluminum welder out. Pretty much I'm liking the way it's looking. So I'm just going to throw a couple little tacks, see how it is, and then we'll put the radiator support on and the front rebar. Let's get to it. Alright, so there we go. We got the upper radiator support, I guess. It bolted up really nicely. Got the little brackets right there to support it. Really nice. For some reason I can't find these pieces. Maybe they're in the box somewhere. We'll look for it and we'll get it installed when we can. But so far it's looking good. The next thing we'll do is probably put the fender on that side, and then we're ready for the hood, headlights, and bumper. So it's coming along pretty nicely. A lot of little pieces, but let's get to it. Alright, so there we have it. Just like that. We got the hood installed, we got the fender, we got the radiator support, all these little brackets, and everything went on nice and smooth. Everything's brand new, got from the dealer. So John did a good job getting all the parts. Also, we got the headlights in there. I mean, there's a lot of adjustment, but everything's bolting up right in the middle. Everything's bolting up really nicely. So next thing we gotta do is the bumper. Let's go ahead and put the bumper on and then line up the gaps for the hood, the headlights, because there's a lot of adjustment. But everything is going on nice and smooth, so definitely happy about that. So framework is definitely looking good. But let's go ahead and get the bumper installed, set the gaps, and check it out. Alright, so there we have it. We got the bumper installed. Needs a little bit of adjustment, but I'm definitely happy with the gaps. Nothing's hitting, so that's really good. Also, we're missing the little brackets. We don't have them here. Now we'll clip it right there, and then this headlight can adjust up a little bit, not a big deal. The gap on the hood to the bumper is looking really good. This side is actually matching up better than the other side, the side that we messed with. So, and the gap over here, definitely looking good. So I'm pretty sure I'm ready to take this front bumper off, We're probably gonna take off the headlights just in case, you know, don't scratch them like that. And we're ready to start welding. So we gotta weld up the aluminum frame rail right here. And we should be pretty much done with this framework. There's a lot of assembly, and that's gonna be a lot of fun to do. But there's a lot of adjustment, so it's gonna be easy and fun. So let's go ahead and take apart the front bumper, the headlights, start welding, and finish up this project. Alright, just like that, we got the framework all knocked out. I'm pretty happy with it. The gaps are looking good. All the parts were there that he said, so that's a really good sign. Nothing held us up whatsoever. But I'm glad this car is done. Aluminum can be hard to mess with, but we got it knocked out. The gaps are looking good. There's still a lot of work to be done to this car. We got to put everything together, the cooling system, the coolant lines, the brake lines that we took apart. We took apart a lot of stuff that we got to put back together. But unfortunately, that's all the time we got for this episode, you guys. Leave us a comment down below of the progress we did on this framework. Should we do another one for somebody else, or just do another build? But thanks for all the support. We'll catch you guys next time.